students, we have not covered this in class yet, and it's not strictly necessary for your midterm exam, but I would still like to show you how to process several TXT files at a time in Voyant, because that kind of saves you the trouble of merging TXT files manually. So I'm just going for one of my podcast review collections. So you can see here that for the different domestic violence podcasts I have scraped for you, I've given you both the table formats and then also just like plain text files containing only the titles and reviews for analysis in Voyant. And as you know, you can very easily just like go to the raw link and copy and paste this into Voyant for analyzing an individual file, but it's also quite nice to know how you can process several of these files at a time. So just to give you a short demo how this can work, I'm just downloading two of the files, so like Narcissist Apocalypse, because that has quite a bit of reviews, and then also It's Not Normal, It's Toxic, which has quite a bit of reviews, and I'm just going to grab these two for now and show you how you can analyze them comparatively or jointly in Voyant. So instead of entering your raw URL here, you can go to upload, and then normally your default download folder opens, but you can also navigate to any other folder on your local computer and then just select several TXT files and click open, and then it is creating your corpus as expected. What now happens is that you will have a scale option here, where you can either choose the corpus, which gives you a word cloud for both podcasts combined, or you can use scale and select one of the two documents, and then the focus will be on just that one document. So if I switch from Narcissist Apocalypse to It's Not Normal, you will see that the word cloud does change indeed, because now, for example, the presenter of the second podcast, Heidi, is much more prominent. And if I have a combined data set, podcast, relationship, etc., the most prominent files. And you can do the same with the other tools that you see. So whenever you have a scale option, it means you can make a selection. So another tool where you have an option to switch between corpus and individual documents is here in the context tool. So here too you have a scale button where you can select either one of them or go for the whole corpus. Yeah, so this is another option where this is possible. Also, you will notice that the trend graph changes considerably when you have more than one document uploaded, and I'm just going to demo this full screen. So I'm blowing this up. So you can now see that instead of having a graph that shows us an occurrence over the course of an individual text file, we have two separate columns representing one document in the corpus, so in your text collection each. So the left column here is the GitLab Narcissist Apocalypse file. And the second column is It's Not Normal, It's Toxic. So they are neatly separated. And you can compare relative frequencies between two or more files, depending on how many you upload. So it's quite important that they have distinct file names so you can still distinguish. And of course, you can also still make a selection and put in stuff like love and hate, for example. And then see if they come up at all and how frequently they appear, so that's still possible. What I also would recommend is that you switch from like the normal line graph that you now have to a stacked bar chart, which actually makes more sense when you have two separate documents and just want to see how frequent words are. So for this particular representation, the stacked bar without a connecting line between the two documents is much more suitable, because also the documents have nothing to do with each other. So why would you make a line connection? So my recommendation is to go for the stacked bar, and if you don't like the colors or if you find it difficult to differentiate, you can of course always swap and go for a different color palette. Yeah, so now we have something that's more like leaning towards the blue, but you can play around and see whatever works for you. Also like the pastel colors I think we tried last time, which are then a little bit more faint. So yeah, whatever, you have opportunities. For comparative analysis of documents, this can then actually be really nice, and maybe you already want to try this, but it's not obligatory. It's just an option to make processing the documents a little bit easier for you if you like.